Alright, today I'm going to talk to you about how the brain works to keep you stuck and why it does that and how you can overcome it. So, if you like the content I'm creating, go and like, comment, and subscribe, and share this with someone you believe can benefit from it. Now let's jump right into it. You see, you have several aspects of your mind, and this is outlined in the book Power of Now. You have your conscious mind, which is your thinking mind. You have ego, and of course you've heard the term ego, a Latin word for I, and it identifies with keeping you alive by predicting the future by referencing your past. So it always go back to past experiences to try and predict the next experience. And it does this by talking to you in the language of fear. Now, if you always listen to fear, you ain't going to have a life worth living. It's just not going to happen. But it's doing its job as it's meant to do so. You see, the ego's job is to keep you alive. And it does that by referencing the past, trying to predict a future. Other parts of your mind, your conscious mind obviously, is the thinking mind. It's the part that's thinking about what I'm going to talk to you today about, how I'm going to phrase it, that kind of stuff. And then you have your subconscious mind. Now, your subconscious mind is so freaking ridiculously important, it's not even a joke. You know, psychologists have done studies. They say 95% of your life is run by your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind is the mind of emotion. It is, whereas when you go to sleep, your conscious mind and ego, they kind of like take a break. There is no point in your life where your subconscious mind ever takes a break. You're sleeping, it's on. You're awake, it's on. You're in a coma, it's on. You know, it's always on. And that's where the patterns are stored. That's where the beliefs are stored. And I'm not talking religious beliefs. I'm talking beliefs about yourself. How do you define yourself? If someone asks you who are you, you probably start with your name. But who are you is who you believe you are. Do you believe that you're worthy of what you want? Do you believe you're no good? Do you believe you're happy? Do you believe you're sad? Do you believe you're fearful? Do you believe you're, desirable? Do you believe you're attractive? You see, all of these things are stored in the subconscious mind. And the subconscious mind is a computer. It doesn't judge what's inside it. All it does is act them out. It has to. It has no choice in this matter. That's just the way this mind works. So if you believe that you're attractive, you're going to act attractive. You're not going to even understand why you do the things you do. It'll send you impulses, urges, feelings to act these things out. And remember, it never ever takes a break. So your willpower can push you to do something in contrary to your subconscious beliefs. But the second you're not looking, it's already influencing you to do the opposite. And it always wins, because it does not take a break. And it runs so much of your life that unless you're constantly on guard, you're not going to even realize what's happening. So, in order to have what you want, you need to reprogram. It is a computer. So, you need to give it new codes, new beliefs. And you do that with repetition and emotion. So, for instance, and they've done studies on this. If I say, for instance, I'm happy. Okay, that's nice. As far as my subconscious mind belief, if there's a belief in there saying I'm not happy, you'll immediately feel the feeling of like, this isn't true. But if I say it over and over and over and over again, what happens is the studies say each time you say something, you build one neural network in that area. But if you add emotion, that's when it goes crazy, because if you channel your emotions, you speak with, like, instead of I'm happy, like, you don't even sound sure of yourself, you go to I'm happy, you sound more sure of yourself. You won't get one neural network, you'll get like 10 to 50 of them, because you're adding emotion to the mix. The more intense the emotional experience, the more neural networks are created in that area. So if you go out, you walk out to outside in a park somewhere, and you're like, I'm happy, and you put your arms up, you really put it out there, you've just created a couple hundred of them. The more you put emotion into it, the more you create neural networks. Instead of one, you create 50. Instead of one, you create 100. Instead of one, you create 500. See, the speed of it is increased dramatically. And the more networks you have in that specific area, the stronger your belief is in that area. The better you are in that area. That's how the brain works. So if you're going to say, I'm happy, put some emotion into it. And if you're not comfortable doing that, get away from other people. Go out to where no one's around and then just shout top of your lungs that I'm happy. Give yourself a little dance, a pat on the back, and really work it in. And you need to do repetition is key. You can't just do it one time and expect results. You need to do it over and over and over and over again. The number is about 21 days, 28 days, roughly. But if you've had held a belief in you for about 10, 20, 30 years or longer, it's like, why give it a 1 month? Do it over and over. Live that life. Be that life. If you want a better life, you need to reprogram the beliefs. And when you believe you're happy and you believe you're not happy, it's going to choose the one that has more power. And there are charts too in this book called Power versus Force that actually has charts on emotion to show that, like, fear is 100 on the scale, love is 500 or 400, something like that. But it is significantly more powerful than the negative emotions consistently. So that way you can also have, if you have a happy thought and a good thought and a bad thought, the good thought is several times stronger than the bad thought. So you don't need as much in the way of good thoughts in order to counteract the bad ones. You don't need an equal amount because it's so much more powerful than one bad thought. So imagine that if say love is 400 and fear is 100, one fear, like one love is 4 times stronger than one fear, but what if you get multiples? What if you have 10 loves versus 3 fears? You see, the 3 fears are 300, the 10 loves are 4,000. You see, it's very quickly spins out of control, where the fear cannot counteract it any longer. Very quickly. So that's how you do it. That's how you get, your life in order. You have to use repetition and emotion. And you have the ability to do both. That's how I went from being miserable all the freaking time to being happy most of the time. I'm not going to say I'm never unhappy because that's just not true. But my normal state is content, joyful, even small degree, and that's normal now. Someone just asked me yesterday about anxiety, and I had to stop and think about it because it's been so long since I can remember feeling anxiety that I had to think about it. And I was like, yeah, sometimes, once in a great while, and rewind 2 years ago, that was normal. Anxiety, that was like breathing. It was a constant state of my life. Fear, anxiety. Now it's just, yeah, there's some fear here and there. Anxiety is pretty rare. I don't suffer anywhere like I once did, not even close. Most of the time I'm pretty content and positive and confident that things are just going to be okay no matter what happens. So that is the power of changing your beliefs about yourself. If you're going to willpower it, at least willpower it in the direction that is going to get you the results. Why do all the effort and go through all these other things if you're not going to get any good results that last from it? So do it in the direction that's going to get you results. That's reprogramming the beliefs that you have about yourself. And if you're afraid to do it, I don't even know why you would be afraid to do it, honestly. How much suffering is it going to take to get you to do it? Up to this point, you've probably suffered a great deal. This friggin' society we live in programs us to be basically punks, telling you you're not good enough for what you want. You can never have what you want. And you shouldn't even try. That's what it does. Tells you to show up on time, do what you're told, and don't ever live your dreams. That's what it teaches you day in and day out. Because if it didn't do that, you would never fall in line, and you would never. Who the hell would be working at McDonald's if you believed in yourself? I mean, come on. Would you tolerate being treated like that? I can tell you right now, you will not, because you have too much respect for yourself. You have too much care about yourself to allow others to make you feel um demeaned. You'd quit that job in a heartbeat. You'd be like, really? No, I'm out. See ya. Flip your own damn burgers. And you'd walk out the door because you know for a fact that you're worth more than that. You completely believe it. And you know what? No one telling you otherwise is going to stop that. Because once you believe in yourself, other people's opinions about you are practically nothing. Zero. Yeah, they have a little bit of value. Very, very little. So until next time, I'll talk to you later.